Okay, I'm just gonna show off Shoshin, which is a on-chain video game. Dave showed us how to write smart contracts, which is a way to run a program on a blockchain. I'm gonna show you guys some cool things you can do with that, some cool smart contracts and ideas that we've been working at Topology with. So let me just introduce the game first, and then we can maybe go into like higher level concepts. This is the title screen of our game, and sort of already in the background you can see two characters fighting each other, maybe akin to like Soul Calibur or Street Fighter. So think your typical 2D fighting game. I'm going to be bouncing around 3 tabs of the same game because we are diligently working towards a launch late July. So this is a older version of our UI, but what this is going to show is sort of the core game, which is about you designing a fighter. Yeah, go ahead. Or it's going to continue to show gameplay, which is going to be a replay of or two fighters going at each other. And this is not very conventional for blockchain games if you've ever seen one. These two characters are not, fighting in like a turn-based way. They're fighting in what appears to be real time. And so how we do that is while there's a mode in our game that allows you to play it like a typical fighting game where you're playing with like a controller or like an arcade game, the on-chain version of Shoshin is this here, which is a mind editor. And I'm actually just gonna start from scratch here. That's the workshop powers. I'm gonna teach you how to make a Shoshin agent. And Shoshin is Japanese for beginner's mind. So the game's about designing the mind of a fighter. How do you interact? Like when an opponent comes to punch you, what do you do? Compare when you're low health, do you do something else, etc. So your character in this game spawns with no behavior. It doesn't do any actions. It doesn't really perceive anything about the fight.
Is it a free reference? I mean, a free software video animation video that you use it, or is it paid?
So we use Phaser to draw the game, and that's yeah. Phaser is free and open source, and we really like it. Phaser 3.
I've been looking around. It's not. I'm not happy with the way. There's definitely you have to create an account for that, and then
Not this one. So this is it's not quite there's no GUI for it, or there's no user interface. It's a lot of code. You do have to write code for this.
oh yeah, okay.
Yes.
But
Yeah.
I'm sure she could read like maybe GitHub or wherever it's open source. Maybe that has some.
Yeah, there are a lot of examples, but ultimately you do have to like copy and paste code and run it. I also know there's like an HTML game engine. This might have been the one you know about. Not Impact. Play Canvas seems interesting to me. We're trying to go. This is a closed source game engine, but this one has that kind of more Unity look to it, and it doesn't seem very expensive.
But I mean, you have to pay it. It's not free.
Yeah, maybe it there's some.
So like, yeah, really, I'm looking for something that is something like Canvas, but Canvas is more of a you can create animation, but something that has a lot more features than Canvas, or that you can
Like
play a lot more.
The HTML canvas, or this software here. When you refer to Canvas, do you mean?
It's a software. Well, that's not a software, but it's a website.
Mhm.
Canvas.
Oh,
It's called Canva.
Canva, right.
So,
Mhm.
so the Canva one, if for the free one, I mean, the free, it's good,
Mhm.
but for the free options doesn't give you, for the better future, you have to be a subscriber.
Mhm.
But I'm looking for something that is similar to that, but enable me to do a lot more features like play some animations and do background type of thing, and I can do it myself. I can customize it.
Are you familiar with Figma?
Yeah, Figma's just kind of, I use that.
So, yes.
But
So,
three-dimensional stuff.
right. It's so it's
Design.
it's definitely a design tool, but then you can like export it to
Does that can you preview that? You know, like for me personally, I can always look for pictures, PNG format, but what I'm really looking for is how to create a video, and by exporting pictures, and I can create it myself, like design them myself, when using free
Mhm.
free software thing,
So you want to make a video,
Yeah,
ultimately.
like an animation video, like
Animated.
for example, like right now I'm looking for some way of breaking chains, like any type of picture that I can export, and then I can
Make an animation of it.
Yeah, animation
Okay.
of that
Yeah.
thing, yeah.
Super in the design space, but I wish I could help you. Yeah, I'm always looking for tools and stuff that help.
So do you have like a laptop or a computer, or are you trying to use your phone?
Well, it's more on laptop. I don't use my phone
Okay.
anymore because I don't have enough storage.
Okay.
So,
No worries.
so I'm using my laptop to do that, and it's easier.
Mhm.
It's easier.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
Wow, they also can find some app for the phone, just in case a laptop goes down, and I can always use my phone for that. But like the default thing is going to be on laptop. It's going to do with desktop.
Yeah, I mean, free. It's gonna be hard to find a free tool. Our like animators.
Keyframe animation features. Keyframe animation feature. That's something like animation editor. Great keyframe.
I've heard of keyframe before. Keyframe. So
Like two is like.
that sound like I think shoot would be good for.
Yeah, so keyframes is like, you have something in one position, and then in a timeline you can kind of one by one move an object, then it creates.
That's gonna be more for desktop. It's not.
It's definitely all. I mean, all these advanced tools that you're paying money for too, they're all going to be on desktop. Yeah, that's where you're going to get.
Yeah, I'd say the last idea
Blender
in my head is
3D stuff.
so Blender also could probably you can move Blender software. I wouldn't it's a 3D software, but you can do 2D things in it as well. And this is free. This is like the whole.
It's like for two.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It's very strong.
It's an open source. You don't have to download, install it. You just go there and you can be as a.
It's free and open source. You have to download it, but there is no license. Yeah. And sure.
Interesting little side topic.
Yeah, no, it's great. No, I mean, we've been like, I've been learning a lot from our animators. Like, there's like a wireframe for some screens that are being done in Illustrator, and then
yeah, like for wireframes, I just use Figma stuff.
I
use Figma basically everything else.
I've had actually, this is not even like an animation thing, but my favorite new tool is ScallyDraw, which
ScallyDraw,
which is really fun because I get to go all like, what's that, like Always Sunny meme, like Always Sunny conspiracy guy. This is what I feel like I'm doing, like. Yeah, this is me with my ScallyDraw whiteboard, just like it's all there, man.
The information is here.
Right. So that's kind of what I like it about this tool. And
It's just has such a good look to it too. Like,
it's great.
it's got
Very
a
presentable.
tool.
So
that is created on it. Just to design something takes forever. Just to design a piece of work like that, it takes it. You start from scratch, but if you have something already, a template, you can work through it.
oh
It saves
right.
much time.
Yeah. I don't know. I would also maybe just suggest like there's to the AI art tool. There's open art, photo or geek flare. We find it.
Does the design for your guys' meetups, Starknet meetups and stuff? Is that in Topology? Is that one of the Topology?
It should be. It could be Rania. She she did all of our
Just like the
websites.
stickers and stuff.
It probably her doing the art. I don't know.
'Cause I would love to get something together later, San Diego. I've talked to Google about it, but
Leonardo AI. If you want to like start from somewhere, this app here, you can give it prompts and it generates art for you.
What is that?
AI generated.
Leonardo.ai. Maybe I can. Are you in the channel? I can just.
Yeah.
I'll just plug it in the Starknet Boston
Are you in
channel.
this channel? Are you on the Telegram? No, she's not on the Telegram.
Yeah, I want.
Okay, maybe just write down. Maybe you just want to write this. Yeah.
Leonardo.
Sure.
Leonardo da Vinci.
And
Yeah.
that is so that doesn't require to install or
It's in the browser.
Browser-based.
It's in the browser.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Which more stuff is like Figma? You don't have to download Figma. You can use that in the browser and stuff. Like Figma was one of the design tools for talking about. Yeah. Blender, I'm pretty sure is browser based too. Maybe you have to download. A lot of things now with WebAssembly and stuff. And
It's more
are
cloud-based,
coming into
yeah,
the
cloud-based,
browsers.
Thanks. Hey. All right. I'm going to use my updated UI here to do this so we can see it on the screen. Select my character Jessica. I'm gonna fight against Jessica. These are characters. Okay, so again, we will look at the fact that our character is doing nothing here because she doesn't have anything in her mind. And so how a mind works is you have a ordered list of conditions and actions. So an example of a condition would be like close. And then an action could be like slash, which is one of her attacks. Another condition is not close. These are seem kind of arbitrary. We're adding better conditions, but
So based on a certain distance.
right,
make
yeah,
this action happen.
yeah. Perceiving distance is something we have in the game. We're gonna make it like a true scalar, but you can see here we have like within 120 units, 150, and so on. But I like this UI because it's like side to side. And so what we should see is when we're not close, we're going to move forward, and when we're close, we're going to do an attack. Yep. And so we do that, and now we are attacking each other. So what you're seeing in this game window here, that's simulated in Cairo. So how are we doing that exactly is, so right now Cairo is ran in Wasm, like the virtual machine, or in Rust. So Rust can be compiled to WebAssembly, aka Wasm, which allows it to be ran in the browser. So we have a smart contract that runs physics and the moves and the damage and the health in a Cairo smart contract, but we're actually just running in the browser right now. So that just allows players to play our game locally as much as they want to. So, you would play against several like NPCs and you would keep adding layers to your character. And then eventually you would get, once you feel comfortable, you can submit your agent on chain. So other people can play against each other on the blockchain directly. And that's because the runtime for the game is in Cairo, we can also just put it on the blockchain. So essentially our game is agnostic to whether you play it locally or on the blockchain.
Which I'm curious, just from like you playing it right now, or is this obviously it's on localhost or we have it on NetFly app? Is it actually connecting to Gorilla right now, or is it using like DevNet or something?
So to get the so these agents here are all.
That's assuming it's connecting to Starknet at all. Is it just Cairo running the browser? Is that what?
That's what you're seeing right now. But if we want to like do a verified fight,
right,
or we have an idea for like a King of the Hill kind of mode where someone submits their fighter, and then it basically is just trying to survive as long as they can out there on the blockchain. That can all be ran on the blockchain. So
no, I think this is super cool, and you've heard of obviously Blue Survivor too.
Yeah.
So like before version 0.12, right? It was taking like 10 minutes just to do one attack and stuff. Mm-hmm. Just see a lot of similarities between the two styles, kind of. But and now that they have version 12 out, it's been lightning quick. I haven't tried it yet.
Yeah. Same with the influence game. They say the updates are good. I think also like just transactions failing is a big pain point.
So version 12.1 is supposed to.
Yeah, because like even in like typical games like lag and dropping out of games like that, that's something that affects even more conventional games. So I think that's really important too, is that consistency. Continuing on, my list is nonsense. So these are all agents I made and then submitted onto the blockchain. Same with the league agents. These are like our best ones that we have. So dash and slash is one of them. It'll get destroyed. Yeah, this guy will get. If we redo our basic agent that we had, it's just going to get destroyed. It should get destroyed. I hope it does, because I spent a lot of time working on this agent. Yeah, so you can see my agent's like using a dash ability, and then it stops for whatever reason. But yeah, I can do a more impressive fight for you guys. Let's do something better. Let's do brawler. Yeah. So this is, yeah, it's not bad. These agents were made about 2 months ago, actually. And we've added a lot of moves. And we haven't had a chance to really make agents. Well, I gotta make these pre-built fighters with them, but I can show you in real-time mode, which is like a perk of having the game runnable in the browsers. We can also just do crazy things like a real-time game.
Because right now you don't have to depend on Starknet's latency right now at all, just by doing it in the browser. That's how this is. That's awesome.
Yeah. So we can do like I can do like a jump dash and then like that stuff. So like a dash slash. I can juggle them.
So right now what you're doing is this is Cairo, or is this?
Yeah. So I can, because
how was Cairo, I guess, running on the WASM that's enabling you?
Yeah, let me pull up the code. And so what we have, so in our WASM folder, we can find Shoshin, which in another repo we have the contracts themselves, and we compiled the bytecode. So this is the bytecode for our game, and it loaded. And we take this JSON and we kick on the so then we read that into we run the Cairo VM, which is a Rust program.
Yep.
So that would get the Cairo program.
And is that the program is running in WASM?
Yeah. So the inputs is in JavaScript we have this like representation in JavaScript of these two fighters, and we turn it into a vector of 32-bit ints, and then we run a Cairo program, which is just Shoshin, the function, which is loop, and then the inputs, which is the two mines, and we get back the execution of that VM, and then we map it back to a JavaScript friendly form. And so we have run real time, which is the
This is already in Rust, obviously that's a Rust file.
yeah. So we're running JavaScript, Rust, and Cairo to get this going. Yeah, it's really fun. I think someone is writing a Cairo to MLIR, which is yeah, exactly. So that will also allow us to. We won't need this Rust part. We'll have the MLIR. That is MLR and WASM can both be ran in the browser.
Yeah, I don't know much about MLIR except that I know that it's basically like similar to.
Yeah, I mean the IR is probably intermediate representation, I assume. So it's probably like just a low level language that is like neutral to like hardware. So that's I like the sound of that. But also we it was really good to see Cairo 1. We're like so in Cairo 0 right now. It's crazy. I can't wait to use Cairo 1.
You mean a whole code base?
All of our smart contract is Cairo 0 at this time. It's just we haven't had time. Like we're trying to like add as many features as possible.
Sorting this out.
Yeah, it's fun.
I was gonna say though, MLIR is like what's the for writing languages? If you wanted to write like a general language, there's
LLVM.
So MLIR is like
yeah, I think it's a part of that stack of languages. So I don't know much else to talk about other than the fact like with Cairo we were able to make a sort of a digital physics kind of engine with collision velocity, which most games I'm aware of usually do like turn-based strategy, and it's not very like dynamic or kinetic. We wanted a game with a lot of movement that was visually appealing. We hope that the game is competitive and also somewhat spectator friendly, because I think a lot of people have an idea for like competitive on-chain games, but I think if it's not visually cool, it doesn't have that spectatability. And then yeah, that's about it.
I got one more question. Just the end goal for like me, I'm not in the on-chain like gaming realm like you are, but I think we all want to see like 60 FPS games running in the browser in the future.
Yep.
And we think Cairo could potentially allow for some these on-chain realities to exist.
Yeah. So already with this game and some other games out there. We're seeing a lot of progress being made. And then Cairo seems like it's already leaning into like L3s at specific rollups, basically just being as like flexible as possible. In where the game's like kind of executed or sort of proved. And so we're kind of like along for the ride with that. And that's like something that, a reason why we choose to use Cairo.
Yeah, I think we all. I think when I look around and I see all the smart people building games like in this, like you all see where this technology go 5, 10 years.
Yeah, there's a lot of smart people. I mean, people that are working on Mud, which is like the Ethereum / Validity game engine. They're really great too. So it's, yeah, I think it is really exciting. And I think the community of builders working on it. We're learning a lot of lessons really quickly on what we need to do. So TBD, more exciting things.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna just stop sharing and wrap up. So thank you guys for tuning in.